ready with that? If you already have your textbooks with you, you need to be ready with that. Otherwise, be ready with be ready with a business studies register so that you can note down the important bullet points related. Now in this chapter, nature and significance of management, class 12D, for all those who have joined just now, we are doing the revision for tomorrow's unit test. You have your first unit test as business studies, and today we are discussing the syllabus of business studies unit test. It is nature and significance of management. Before we discuss the nature and significance of management, I would like to ask you, what do you mean by management and why is it necessary? Anyone? What is management?
Management is concerned by making things done in an efficient manner.
Very nice. Management is required so that the things in an organization are done efficiently first of all and effectively also. It means both these concepts, efficiency and effectiveness, goes hand in hand. Now that we have got this, what is effectiveness and what is efficiency? Effectiveness is related with cost of producing any goods or services. And what is efficiency? Doing things on time. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now you tell me, if the management does any activity, it is done on time, but it is over budgeted. Then what was there and what was not there? Out of effectiveness and efficiency, it was done on time, but it was over budget.
Effectiveness was there, but efficiency wasn't there.
Okay, anybody else who would like to add to this? Fine, a thing was done within the budget, but it took 2 weeks more than what was the time required. What is this?
The organization isn't effective.
This is not effective. Okay, so both the things when work together, efficiency also and effectiveness also, then we can conclude that the management is doing its task properly. Now this brings us certain essential elements of management. Essential elements of management includes, management is a process. It's not required that management activity is to be done on the very first day and it will not be discussed for the rest of the 364 days. But it is a process. It is an ongoing process. And what all is included in this process, children? Planning, organizing, direction, yes, control, okay, staffing. I would like to add some more to this. There is budgeting also and there is recruitment also. However, it is given only 5 points are given. Budgeting and recruitment, children, is also added. So in this process of management, the management unit or the management team has to undertake policies and they have to take a regular review of how the things are happening. Second element, management requires effective performance. Again, effectiveness has to be there, it has to be cost effective, and the third point is efficiency. It has to be done within the given time. So clear, it is a process, it has to be cost effective and it has to be efficient in terms of time. Characteristics of management. Can you add to a few characteristics of management, children?
It is a goal-oriented process.
Okay, it is a goal-oriented process. That means all whatever effort the management is putting into, if it is all going in vain, if it is going ineffective, if it is not directed towards doing a certain goal, then it is all useless. All the time invested in it is useless. All the efforts input in it, they are again useless. So it should be a goal-oriented process. Before the management unit discusses anything, they need to have a plan of action for them. If they don't know the result they want from the management, there won't be any effective management activity. Another characteristic says management is all pervasive. What do you mean by this term? It is all pervasive. I discussed this on the last turn also.
Ma'am, it means that it is universally applicable.
Fine. Yes, Amriti, what would you like to add to this?
That whether the business is small or any kind of business, it is applicable to all of the businesses.
No matter if the business unit is small or big, no matter if the business unit is productive unit or service related, management has to be there. It is all pervasive. सारे business units को, those who are doing a goal oriented job, they require the management activity. Any confusion with these two children? I guess there are not. Let's move forward. Management is multi-dimensional. Now, what do you mean by this term multi-dimensional, and what all will be the dimensions for it?
Ma'am, it means that there are certain stages of operations.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. There are certain stages of operations.
Basically, three stages of operations like management of work,
हाँ,
firstly,
हाँ,
secondly, management of people,
okay.
management of humans, and then comes management of operations.
Oh yes, management of cost, management of people, and management of time. When all these things will be managed, then only there will be balance in management activities. If they are able to manage cost, but their workers are not happy, then it is not a complete management, then it is not working multi-dimensional. Or when you say the working people, those who are staying in the organization, those who are the employees, they are very happy and they are so happy that they delay everything, then too it is not going multi-dimensional. So have you ever seen that diagram which they have made? Management is multi-dimensional. It is going in all the directions. I'll share the picture with you. If you can just relate to this. Can you observe this? I know that it is a little blur, but still, in the center they have a circle in which they have written management, and from this circle arrows are moving in all the directions, and all these arrows have planning, organizing, cost management, human resource management, staffing, budgeting, everything. That means the management unit has to manage all these things. So it is multi-dimensional. Next point, it is a continuous process. Since we have already discussed, Tarang, what do you mean by this fact that management is a continuous process?
Ma'am, continuous process means that management has to perform the five functions: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. These are composite, but they are separate functions.
Yes, of course.
Yes, and ma'am, the task of manager consists of this ongoing series of functions.
अच्छा, मैनेजर को ये देखना होता है, मैनेजर हैज़ टू सी, ओके फाइन, थैंक यू, अंडरस्टूड. मैनेजर हैज़ टू सी प्लानिंग से लेकर के उसके रिव्यू तक जितने भी स्टेप्स हैं, ऑल द स्टेप्स विच आर रिक्वायर्ड, सब में इक्वल अमाउंट ऑफ इनपुट जाना चाहिए. Input in terms of paying attention to what is happening. If you pay attention only on planning and you will not pay attention on cost, then too it is ineffective. It goes in vain. If you pay attention on budgeting, but you don't pay attention on time management, then too it goes in vain. So it is a continuous process which is to be taken into consideration after every task is performed. For planning it is required. Now when it is implemented, after any task is done, then what is required? Review and feedback is also very important. After the feedback, what will you do? There will be some plus points, there will be some negative points, and we will make plannings and policies so that all those negative points can change into positive ones. जो भी हमारे shortcomings रह गए थे, we can revert them back into the success, and for this we will be making more and more plans. So this goes on and on. It is a cyclic continuous process. Next, it is a group activity. We all know management is a group activity. It of course is divided into three levels: top management, middle management, and management at the operational level. But it is a group activity. The group of top managers will work together. The group of middle managers will work together, and the group of organizational level managers will also work together, working effectively for the business organization. It is a group activity because if only the top manager performs all his duties and the other two levels don't work at all, it is not going to be effective. If the middle level management is doing all what is possible, but the operational level people, they are not following what he is saying, then too it is not happening, then too it will not happen in a successful way. So sorry, it is a group activity where everyone has to work as a team. Remember the term Aspirate D Corps, I told you in the last term.
Yes, ma'am.
Can anyone elaborate what do you mean by Aspirate D Corps? Anybody? Aspirate D Corps.
Means encouraging teamwork.
Aspirate D Corps, this phrase simply means
Ma'am, it means that management and the workers both must understand that they are equally important to each other.
हाँ, सबको एक दूसरे को equal respect करना है. They all have to observe. If I receive an instruction, I have to follow it, and the management should know if I have received a problem, I should give the solution for it. So when both work effectively in this regards, then there will be Aspirate D Corps, a teamwork. Clear? Any confusion with this?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Let's move ahead. Management is a dynamic function. I told you in the last class the difference between dynamic and static. How can you say that management is a dynamic function? Where is the management employed?
The changing environment.
Very good. It changes with the changing environment condition. Remember the fact management is done for the business activities, goal-oriented activities. And a business concern, according to the concepts of accounting, if you have studied, do you remember the concept of going concern? Remember that the business is a going concern.
Yes, ma'am.
It means it was started with the thought, with the purpose of its ongoing nature. It is not believed that I will open up a shop today and 5 weeks later I will have to shut it down. No, every businessman feels if he has opened up a shop, it will continue for years and years, right? So management is also a dynamic process. It goes on, and secondly, it has to change with time. I have also given you certain examples. Can you quote any of those? How is it a dynamic process? How do firms change their behavior, especially during lockdown? Can you just tell?
Ma'am, from offline stores they went to
Huh.
online stores.
They quickly switched to online stores. Huh. They started outsourcing. They started outsourcing, especially the restaurants and all. They started outsourcing through with the help of the service providers like these food providers, apps and all. It is a dynamic process because it quickly adapts changes if it wants to function effectively. Next point, it is an intangible force. What are intangible things?
That cannot be seen.
Cannot be seen.
Okay, something which cannot be seen but its presence is important. For example, any intangible asset includes goodwill. We cannot observe it, but it is always important because as soon as the goodwill of the firm becomes zero, the firm will also not function properly. So management is an intangible force. What they are doing is not shown, but it is shown only in the results. The results of their activities, how effectively a management has performed. It cannot be seen, it cannot be measured when they were doing that activity, but it can be seen only when the firm makes profits, the organization runs smoothly, the organization makes progress, then only we will say that yes, the management working behind this organization is doing their task very effectively. So it is an intangible but unavoidable force. It is an intangible force, but it is unavoidable also. Quickly, what are the objectives of management? 3 types of objectives are there.
Personal objectives.
Personal objectives could be there. Very good. Social objectives could be there, and organizational objectives will be there. So as the time allows, organizational, social and individual. Let us discuss them one by one. What are the organizational objectives of any management? Organization.
Profit, growth,
फर्म का या बिजनेस का फ़ायदा, फर्म की ग्रोथ होनी चाहिए, देयर शुड बी न्यू इन्वेंशंस, देयर शुड बी न्यू इन्वेस्टमेंट्स। लास्ट ईयर से जब हम करंट ईयर के अकाउंट्स कंपेरेटिव स्टडी करें तो दे शुड शो दैट द ग्राफ हैज़ इंक्रीज्ड। So these are the business objectives or the organizational objectives: survival, growth and profit. There should be profit. They should be able to survive. What do you mean by survival of a business unit? It means it should be able to compete with its competitors and it should not die. It should not go out of market, right? For example, the management policies of Windows, the management policies of Nokia phones, you will say, they were not good enough. They continued to think that only Windows will be in circulation and they did not switch to Android. What happened? They simply vanished away from the market, right? So survival policies are very important, especially when you have this cutthroat competition. What do you mean by the term cutthroat competition?
Everyone is there for profit and survival.
Everybody is there. We are in a war front. हम जंग के मैदान में हैं. And the moment you will drop down your weapons, you are going to lose the battle. So there has to be survival, there has to be profit, and there has to be growth. Clear about the organizational requirements? Okay, a very small yes leads me into a little dilemma because I feel like you might have understood or not. Anyways, in case there is a query with any of the topics, children, later on you can simply drop a message and I will respond it to you. Okay, next point, social objectives. What are the social objectives of any management policy or any business organization? What shall be the social objectives?
They are the objectives
that
towards
the
the society.
environment is not
This
degrading.
Kushagra, one by one. Yes, Kushagra.
They have to make policies like that so that the environment is not degraded.
हाँ, you do your business, you plan your policies in such a way कि अपना फ़ायदा derive करने के लिए ऐसा नहीं हो कि you are causing harm to the environment. So these are the social benefits. Not only with the environment, I had mentioned one more term. Not only the environment. What else includes the social policies? The goodness of the employees also working within the environment. Our social responsibility lies towards our employees also, that when they remain in our society, when they remain in our business organization, they should be provided good working conditions, healthy conditions for working, lesser number of working hours, maximum efficiency from them, but good human conduct with them. It's not that we are treating them badly and we need profits from them. Will it be possible? No. So social objectives of any business organization are towards its employees also, and of course towards the society. Social objectives. For example, many organizations provide what? They provide employee insurance. They will get their employees insured, or they will provide certain monetary and non-monetary benefits to the employees as and when it is required. Sometimes they provide compensation. If there is an accident which happened in a factory while the worker was working, is he paid compensation? Is he paid a certain amount? He is paid a certain amount. This is for your family. 5 lakh rupees because you met with an accident while working for the organization. Social objective. And the third one, individual objectives. Individual objectives means as an individual, management as an individual, owner as an individual, and firm as an individual. All of them are looking forward for the profits and for the benefits from the business, so they should be allowed to receive that. Importance of management. Children, we can discuss one more thing, importance of management, and then we'll discuss it in the fourth period. I hope you have understood what all we discussed in meanwhile.
Yes, ma'am.
The characteristics or the objectives. Okay, now importance of management. Why is management important? It is more or less the same as what you discussed about the characteristics. It helps in achieving group goals. All the 3 levels of management, top level, middle level, and organizational level, operational level, they work together for the common goal of the business. And what is the common goal of the business? Profit making. Next point is management increases efficiency. You would like to say something, Samruddhi?
No, ma'am.
Okay, management increases efficiency. If the things are managed, then efficiency is increased. But if everybody is doing their own job, if they don't have any instruction from any superior, then the efficiency is reduced. For example, if a teacher is there to manage you in the classroom, then it is possible that you will study in a better way as compared to the fact when there is a free period and everybody is shouting with their own loud noise. Can you get the difference? It increases efficiency. If good management is there will be more efficiency. If poor management is there would be lesser efficiency. Another thing, management creates a dynamic organization. We have all talked about what is being dynamic. Being dynamic means being able to move with the pace of the environment, being able to live in the present tense. Do we quote this? Stop living in the past tense, start living in the present tense, right? So if you continue to follow those policies which were good 10 years ago, then you will not be able to make good profits. So in order to make profits now in the present time, the management activities have to be what? They have to be dynamic. Are you getting this, children?
Yes.
Okay. Next point is management helps in achieving personal objectives. Personal objectives of who all? Personal employees, owners, and managers, of course,
Ma'am, share
shareholders, of course, and
all the stakeholders.
all the stakeholders, be it a one who has taken shares or somebody who has taken the debentures of the company, and
Government.
even the government. So everybody has a individual interest when the firm functions or the business house functions properly. And the last point is management helps the development of society. There are certain units, business units, जिनके मैनेजमेंट ये स्पेसिफिक डिसीजंस लेते हैं कि वो सोसाइटी के लिए कुछ अलग से करना चाहते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल समटाइम्स they do auction and they raise fund. Sometimes they do some charitable activity, some cultural event, and then they raise fund. Sometimes what they say, please buy our products, and in return 5% of our total income will go to this organization, will go to an orphanage, or will go for the government policies for education. So what are they doing? They are working for the society. Getting it? They are fulfilling certain social benefits in the society. Nature of management. Children, nature of management means, is it a science or an art? What is science? Science is a systematized knowledge. What is art? Art means putting in skills to derive a complete conclusion, to derive a correct conclusion. Science, management is a science? Yes. Why? Because it involves techniques. Remember the techniques of Henry Fayol and F.W. Taylor we will talk about in the second chapter? So those are scientific techniques. So management is technique based. That is why it is a science. Why is management an art also? It is an art because it is goal oriented.
Due to personalized application.
Personalized applications हम करते हैं, and there is flexibility also in putting in the rules. So जो rules and regulations होते हैं in the management, so those practices we have to adapt them, we have to customize them as per the needs of the organization. The way a restaurant works is different from the way somebody who's running a mall. The working of somebody who is a shoe seller would be different from that who is selling paint, right? So the management requirements are different for different organizations, depending upon what? Depending upon the nature of the business that is the firm is doing. So it is an art also कि वो ज़रूरत के हिसाब से modify होती है, and it requires specialized skills. So that is how you can say management is both a science and an art, because it requires scientific management, it fulfills the criteria of being a science. How it fulfills the criteria of being an art? Because it inputs specialized skills and changes could be made in the policies as per the desired requirements of the organization. I think that's it. We'll discuss from the levels of management in the next period. So do join in the fourth period also. Okay. Thank you so much, children.